They're freezing $10 billion in funding to 5 Democratic states. Why? Because they can. Who cares who it hurts? Trump is cutting $10 billion of funding from the health departments of Minnesota, New York, California, Illinois, Colorado. They all seem to have something in common. What is it? Because he believes these Democratic states are committing fraud. More than a dozen welfare fraud schemes in Minnesota. But Trump did not cite any evidence for the other state. I know somebody who got in trouble down in Florida. He might be in Congress today talking about fraud. Okay. The Trump administration plans to freeze $10 billion in funding for child care subsidies, social services, cash support for low-income families in 5 states controlled by Democrats, claiming widespread fraud throughout those states without citing evidence after a major welfare fraud scheme in one of them, Minnesota, New York, California, Illinois, and Colorado, will be cut off from around $7 billion in funding for the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program. Wasn't that something Brett Favre got mixed up in? Another story, another day. But if I remember, TAM, Google it. TAM provides cash assistance to households with children, according to 2 people familiar with the matter. New York Times giving up some of the reporting here. 5 states will also lose access to nearly $2.4 billion for the Child Care Development Fund, which supports child care for working parents, around $870 million for social service grants that mostly benefit children at risk, the people said. The funding loss will lead to thousands of programs being cut that help low-income families in those states. Now in Minnesota, there was fraud. We've covered it. Plan freeze appears to build on the administration's pause last week and $185 million in annual aid to Minnesota daycare centers after investigators said more than a dozen welfare fraud schemes in that state had led to billions of dollars in taxpayer losses. As for the other 4 states, no evidence shows fraud. This is just Trump attempting to punish enemies and political opponents. In reality, he's just hurting everyday Americans. During the government shutdown last year, administration froze or canceled more than 200 projects. Those projects primarily located in Democratic cities, congressional districts, and states. The administration also cut federal disaster preparedness funds for the District of Columbia and 11 blue states after they opposed Mr. Trump's mass deportation campaign, though a federal judge later ordered the funding restored. I don't know why we're still putting up with this. The power exists today. Why are we even talking about 3 years left on this guy's administration? Today happens to be January 6th, the anniversary of that filth and that treasonous insurrection that took place on his behalf. Remember? It wasn't that long ago, and they're actually marking the anniversary and rewriting history. And every single day he proves he does not love America, because in order to love America and lead America, that means you're leading all Americans, not just your billionaire friends, not just people who look like you. And I don't just mean the sweaty orange stuff and the pot belly eating Taco Bell. You know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. This doesn't have to continue for one more second. There is fraud. Every state, every sector. But that's not what this is about. Do you like fraud unless you're benefiting from fraud? I would tell you even fraudsters, if they had another way to make their money, probably would say, yeah, I'd rather do it this way. Nobody likes fraud. That's not what's going on here. And to allow this for one more second is sicko behavior. It's actually sick. We have the power to stop it right this second. We can stop this right now. Right now. As we're making plans to steal oil from Venezuela. And I don't know what we're going to do with the kidnapped president or his wife, or why she had all those bandages on her face. But we can moonwalk a lot of this back today. And that way, Greenland and their officials can stop having to answer all of these questions when he threatens them some more. That's been done too. Stephen Miller says we'll be taking Greenland. We can neutralize all this. And we can also then finish the job because that wasn't done after January 6th. Remember Merrick Garland, everybody wanted to slow walk it. And then a final push when it looked like this guy could really be back. We just ran out of time. You didn't run out of time in prosecuting these crimes against us and our country, the stealing of democracy. We didn't run out of time. You didn't want to do anything, Democrats or Republicans, despite talking that talk. And now look at us. And now look at us. It's sick.